Super duper doo, how are you? Is your life amazing today? Would you like to live your life to the max and be amazing every day? And people say to me, Rowie, that's just not possible. And that in itself is the most dangerous weapon, because if somebody says to you, you can't, it's not possible, they have planted what I call the seed of doubt into your brain. And that's why I've got this inanimate garden equipment sitting here. His name's Samuel the seed sower. But he's here to remind me that if a negative seed of doubt gets into my brain, and it's only tiny, but it will affect my entire life. And I'll just use the example, a very quick story, and it's just a cartoon story. It's not a true story, but there's a lady that's taken to the most dangerous weapons in the world. It's a planet where they're all produced, and there's nuclear weapons, and there's guns, and there's knives, and there's food, because if you eat too much, that can be a dangerous weapon because you can become overweight and become sick and diseased. And the person that's showing her around all of these dangerous weapons says, isn't it exciting that this nuclear weapon could destroy the entire world, and these guns could kill people, and these knives could cut people, and this food could make people sick, and these drugs could hurt people. So heroin and cocaine and methamphetamine can ruin people's lives. But then he takes this woman to this tiny little enclosure, and inside the enclosure is a pedestal, and on the pedestal is this tiny little seed. And he says, or the man that's showing her around, and she must be a journalist, I imagine, says to her, this is the most dangerous weapon that's ever been designed to destroy the human race. And she said, what do you mean it's so tiny? And he shares very openly and passionately that the seed of doubt is the most dangerous weapon for humankind. Because if you don't believe you can do it, if you've got one bit of doubt, a tiny seed of doubt planted in your brain, it may stop you from achieving all of your goals. Which is why I have this in my garden. It's a really good reminder every day that a seed of negativity, a seed of doubt can wreck your life. But the challenge with that process is that you might not even plant that seed in your brain. The radio might do it, the television, social media, somebody in your family might plant a seed of doubt into your mind. You can't do that. It's not possible. You're not good enough. You're too tall, too short, too fat, too skinny, too old, too young, too inexperienced, don't have enough money. You can't do it. And that one seed of doubt gets planted in your brain, and all of a sudden you think that you can't do it. Well, how about we don't let that seed in? Don't plant it, don't water it, don't look after it, destroy it. Because the seed of doubt could wreck your life. And of course you can do whatever you want to do, but I always ask the question for our future adults, for our kids. It only takes one teacher, one parent, one comment to a child, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you won't be able to do that, it's impossible. And that seed of doubt could be planted into that child's mind. They might believe it, and then they don't do the thing that they're the most passionate about. They don't follow their dream. They don't achieve the things that they want to do because some person planted a seed of doubt. I don't want to be that person. I want to plant seeds of positivity, of optimism, of solution finding, of you can do it, and I'm possible, which is the different emphasis on the syllable for impossible. Rather than telling somebody it's not possible, impossible becomes I'm possible, because if I've got a seed of positivity planted in my brain, if I've got a seed of optimism and solution finding planted in my brain, and that's the beautiful thing about the human brain. We get to choose what we plant in there. We get to choose what we water. We get to choose what we then harvest. So how about we plant seeds of positivity and optimism and get rid of those seeds of doubt? What do you reckon, Super Samuel the Super Seeder? Woohoo! Super duper doo, how are you? I'm sure you are planting positive seeds every day. Woohoo!